Hey guys, it's day 13 of our adventure flying the Sling High Wing from the Netherlands all the way down to South Africa. We spent the last 2 days here at the Save the Elephants research camp in Samburu National Park, putting our piloting skills to use on several elephant tracking missions. It's truly been an eye-opening experience learning more about these wonderful animals and their behavior, as well as the rising conflict between elephants and humans. We want to thank the entire team here at Save the Elephants for welcoming us into their family and showing us all the work that they do here. But now it's time to say our goodbyes and continue our journey southbound. Next stop, one of Africa's biggest aviation hubs, Wilson Airport.
Gonna fuel up, head to Nairobi.
We left Samburu in a southerly direction and made our way towards the foothills of Mount Kenya, where we saw the landscape grow gradually greener and more populated, a stark contrast to the dry and barren terrain where we came from.
And we're seeing the beginning of Nairobi City.
Wilson Airport, originally called Nairobi West Aerodrome, was established by Florence Wilson back in 1929. It's arguably Africa's biggest general aviation hub, hosting several air shows throughout the years and counts over 100,000 movements annually.
Hotel Whiskey, clear to land runway 07, winds northerly at 5 knots.
Hotel Whiskey, clear to land runway 07, Sierra Whiskey.
What a chaotic welcome to Wilson. It's so busy. It's like every pilot's dream here. So we were gonna park here and go through customs, but we told them we have already cleared into the country in Lokichogyo. So there's no need for that. They wanted to see the plane, that's it. We're gonna start up again and then request taxi to the Aero Club. And I think we have a hangar spot there for the next couple of days.
What a place. I think this airfield might even be more busy than Jomo Kenyatta, especially because there is so much caravan traffic going to all the tiny little airstrips everywhere.
Not only caravan, just every plane you can think of is there.
Exactly, it's like, it's so messy and so chaotic. And this is a notorious airfield, and I think every pilot wants to land here if they're flying in East Africa.
Being a controller here must be very, very chaotic.
Like, how does this even work?
We were finally able to score some cheap fuel at $1.70 a litre for avgas, which was a welcome change. Then we hit the bustling streets of Nairobi, which were filled with vibrant colours and a million different sights to see. Good morning guys, it is already day 17 of our adventure and we've had some incredible days here in Nairobi. Unfortunately we didn't film very much, we were just taking it easy, getting some admin work done, and we were staying with family friends, so it was good to get our washing done, chill a little bit, go out for dinner. Yeah, just mentally prepare ourselves for the next part of our journey, which is Tanzania. And as most of you know, Tanzania is the country that I lived for 12 years growing up, so this country has a special place in my heart and I'm so excited to go and visit and show Maud it's where I grew up. I'm sure we're going to be coming back here very often, and then we'll also spend a bit more time showing you guys around. But for now, we're just waiting for our flight plans. Abraham, who organizes everything for the pilots of the Air Club, is helping us out, and Maud is doing the pre-flight. So once we're all done with that, we will head to customs, clear out of Kenya, and then on our way to Kilimanjaro. Brakes are off, maneuvering us between all the traffic here, all the parked planes. Twende, we're in a little bit of a rush, aren't we?
We're in a rush! Did you just twinde me?
I twinded you, I did. I'm teaching Maurits a little bit of Swahili. But we just spoke to Abram, and it's taking a little bit longer than we expected. It's already 8:30, our flight plan was supposed to be for 8:30. He was smart, he put it at 9 o'clock. But as Maurits said, the airport's closing in 1 hour and we still have to clear customs. Don't know how long that's gonna take. So we are gonna start up, taxi to customs, and then hopefully we'll be out of here in 30 minutes.
Ground, good morning. Zulu Uniform Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Zulu Uniform Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Sierra Hotel Whiskey at the apron of Customs. Request startup and taxi for flight as per flight plan to Kilimanjaro, 2 POB, 7 hours insurance.
That is approved. QNH is 1024.
So approved, QNH 1024, Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Confirm you'll be routing via the Southeast Access Lane or Area 2.
Hey, from Southeast Access Lane, Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Right. Uniform Sierra Hotel, whiskey number 4 for departure runway 1.
Number 4 for departure for runway 14, Sierra Hotel Whiskey. Number 4 for departure. I think people are trying to rush out of here before the airport closes, and it is mayhem. What is crazy is I can see aircrafts landing on the other runways.
There's so much to see.
Zulu has the van inside.
This might be the coolest airport I've ever landed.
Zulu Uniform Sierra Hotel, whiskey line up 1.100.
Line up runway 14, Sierra Hotel Whiskey. It's really important to wait here because there's other traffic landing on the other one.
Yeah.
This is so cool. So freaking cool. Did you see all these caravans?
3 of them behind us.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Hotel whiskey, runway 14, wind easterly, 10 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 14, Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Zulu Uniform Sierra Hotel Whiskey, contact radar 122.3.
122.3, Asante, Coyari, Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
So we departed Wilson using the southeasterly access route, which is just a VFR route they've defined to fly out of. And now we're out of the control zone, and it's basically just an exact straight line to Kilimanjaro, just between the Mount to Kilimanjaro and Mount Meru. We'll just tuck in right between and arrive. Weather will be cloudy, I think, all the way through.
Yeah, and we've been really, really lucky because usually in Nairobi area, it can be very, very cloudy, low clouds in the morning specifically. So the last couple of days, it was super cloudy, cloud base at 500 feet, which would have made it very difficult to depart this morning. And obviously, by chance, by luck again, this morning it was super clear, high clouds, so we could depart without a problem. And I am so excited. We've got 30 minutes until we enter Tanzania. As you can see, the visibility ahead of us is not so great and quite low clouds.
Yeah, so we decided to change our course a little bit because we could see that the terrain on the left was a bit lower. At the same time, the visibility is a bit worse.
And it's pretty bad visibility indeed. And that's the great thing about all the panels we have in the ForeFlight app is you can see all the terrain and it makes it a lot easier to maneuver around and see what your safest diversion is. Okay, but for now we'll keep the higher terrain to the right of us. Countdown can almost begin!
Oh!
And this is the foot of the Kilimanjaro already.
Yep.
Are we almost there? Are we almost there? Are we almost there?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
1 mile to go.
3, 2, 1. Karibu Tanzania! Wow! Made it to Tanzania! Oh my goodness, this has been a dream of mine since forever to fly in a small little plane through Tanzania, and we've got 2 whole weeks here to explore, to meet friends and family, and to show you around and to go to all these beautiful places. We're going to stay in the north, then head down, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, Mafia, all of the coast areas. It is going to be absolutely spectacular, and what a warm welcome home to see the foot of the Kilimanjaro and this beautiful, beautiful landscape. Mount Kilimanjaro, the biggest mountain in Africa, should have some snow on the top. We will see that in a couple of days because we are planning to fly right over the top of it. Kilimanjaro, Jumbo, Zulu from Sierra Hotel Whiskey, how do you read?
Good morning, Kilimanjaro.
Good morning, Zulu from Sierra Hotel Whiskey. It's 7 miles north of your CTR boundary on a flight from Nairobi Wilson to yours, 2 POB and 6.5 hours endurance, Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Radio next report, controls on inbound.
And now we are flying right between Mount Meru and Mount Kilimanjaro. But whoa, look at this sandstorm! Holy moly!
Whoa, a tornado!
A tornado! Okay, let's put full flaps. Let's go around the tornado. What if it's like super turbulent in the tornado? Should I go through it? No. Oh, poor animals next to the... I've never seen a tornado so close. I have to pee.
Okay.
Zulu Uniform Sierra Hotel Whiskey. Surface wind is calm, run 09 clearly to land.
Please land runway 09 Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
So we have been at this airport for a little longer than I wanted to. It was a whole mission getting through customs and immigration. We got a whole tour of this airport, going through security a couple of times, but it's all sorted. We have our bags and everything, and we were just in the TCA, so the Tanzanian CAA office, to pay for all our navigation fees. They've got this thing called a temporary license fee that you pay per week that you're in Tanzania. So that's $400 a week. $800 for us, and then $300 for our air navigation costs for the time that we're here. So pretty expensive, but happy we're paying it all now. Just waiting for Maudis because he couldn't do the payments at the office. They didn't accept cash and they didn't accept card, so it has to go through the bank. But they're getting that sorted, and I am ready to head out. I think hopefully we'll leave here in about 15 minutes, just in time for our flight plan, and it'll be 6 minutes to Dolly Airport. Well. That took about half an hour. Now, why in the world did that take so long?
I don't know, 20 different offices, and they forgot papers and landing fees. Which wasn't too bad, it was only $10, but I had to arrange cash to pay for everything, so it was a nightmare.
Welcome to Tanzania. Clear prop.
Sierra Hotel Whiskey, ready, Yankee, holding point runway 09.
Clear the Kili Dolly, low level, departure 09 left hand. And squawk 3533.
Squawk 3533, cleared for Dolly, left hand Sierra Hotel Whiskey.
Roger, line up runway 09, surface wind is calm, runway 09, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 09, Sierra Hotel Whiskey. Say goodbye to Kilimanjaro International Airport and fly to Kili Golf, where we will be picked up by a family friend. Vincent's a really good friend of my parents and also flies both fixed wing and helicopters, and I have really fond memories of when I was younger that he took me flying in his Robinson R44, and that's when I had my first try at flying a helicopter. So it's going to be really good to see him and reminisce about those good old days and tell him about how the flying has been going since then. I do know, he knows that I fly helicopters now, so it's going to be pretty cool to talk about that now.
Sierra Hotel Whiskey, airborne time 0924, contact Kili approach 120.1, bye bye.
120.1, thank you.
Sierra Hotel Whiskey, good afternoon. Next report, Dolly inside.
We'll call you back to Dolly inside, estimated 3 minutes, Sierra Hotel Whiskey. We're over the golf course now.
That was a mega short flight.
Saluting from Sierra Hotel Whiskey, turning final runway 09er for Kili Golf. Dolly! Oh, there he is!
Bambi!
Amazing! Made it to Dolly. I used to come to Dolly Estate a lot as a kid. My parents also have a piece of land here, so we used to go here very often, and it's so cool that they built a runway and that we get to land here. I can see Vincent standing there to pick us up. So we're going to park the plane, see if we can put it in the hangar of Alexander, and then head out, maybe get some lunch, and pick up the Land Rover.
Oh my God, like royalty, yeah. They even open your door. My God.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What a cute little dog. This is my childhood car that my parents had since the year that I was born, and now I get to drive it here in northern Tanzania, following that little Land Rover there. This is so cool. This is like my dream. Vincent immediately put us to work, helping him transport over 100 kilos of horse feed, which meant we could put the car to good use.
you.
Maudis' turn to drive the legendary Land Rover.
Legendary time.
This was the most incredible day, being back here in Tanzania. I haven't been here in 7 years, so to be back and to see family, friends, and to drive my childhood car is just incredible. And I used to love coming here as a kid in Arusha, seeing the horses, driving around. So it's really good to be back, and I think we're gonna have some stunning days here. Morning! Let's go to Arusha! This car is squeaky and loud, and it is just so much fun to drive. These roads are pretty busy. We're not going really fast, which might be good for the car, but look at this incredible view. We are currently in the northern part of Tanzania and just came back from a drive to Arusha, where we met with Jack, who's been living in Tanzania for years, working on medevac flights, all of that stuff, and he had 2 oxygen tanks for us because tomorrow morning we want to fly over the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. At that altitude you're required to bring supplemental oxygen, so we got the tanks. Now we got one more thing to do, is a quick oil change on the aircraft before our departure. So we're gonna enjoy a local lunch. On the side of the road we picked up chipsi mayai, which is basically an African omelette just filled with fries and then some chapati. So I love this. Maudis is going to try it for the first time, and once we're done with that we can head to the airport, which is just behind here, and get the plane ready for our adventure tomorrow. How are you enjoying Tanzania so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. Feels like home already. Ooh, even get the right one. Don't know how I'm going to eat this. With the hands, of course.
Take a bite.
Look at this delicious. It's so good.
Nice.
So we got 2 of these oxygen tanks. They're good for about 2 hours at 2 liters of oxygen per minute. So we have these nasal cannulas, which will go up our nose. A good tip that you then have to breathe through your nose, that otherwise if you breathe through your mouth you'll miss out on all the oxygen. So basically we put the tubing on top of here, and then we open the valve on top, and then here you can select the amount. I think we can go up to 6 or even more, 10 liters of oxygen an hour, which is overkill. 2 should be fine, and we have a little pulse oxygen meter on our finger to make sure that we stay above 90% oxygen in our body.
The reason why we're bringing supplemental oxygen is because we do not want to get something called hypoxia. Now, when you climb to a higher altitude, the air becomes less dense, and with every breath you take, you get less oxygen. And that can lead to some serious brain dysfunction, which is definitely not something we want to have happen while we're flying over a huge mountain.
All right, time to change some oil. This new way of these lock screws, it's super easy to take off the cowl.
Cowling is off.
On the coolers.
I'm gonna unscrew these, take the bottom cowling off, have a better look at the engine. We've flown about 50 hours, and it's good to have a look under the cowling and see how the engine's doing. All we have to do is unscrew the bolts of the oil tank, let all the oil drain out, and then put new oil in. So it's simple as that. Here we've got the oil tank. We're gonna unscrew it here, take this wiring out. 3 liters of oil will come down into the bucket. We'll clean this up, clean up this little copper ring here, and then refill it with some new oil. Cutting some wire. Usually this thing works that it pulls itself in a twirl, but it's broken, so now we have to do it manually. You do what you gotta do in the bush. If you look at this oil compared to what came out.
So I think she deserves a bath because we've been running her hard through the desert and she hasn't been washed a single time. So we should take off the grime, make her look shiny again, and then she's all ready to go up to high altitudes.
And as you can see, there's a bunch of greasy finger marks all in front of the cowling. We got it on exactly fitting again. Really happy about that. But since we're here in the hangar anyway, we might as well make use of it and get her all shiny again and update our route. Team is hard at work. Justin's helping us.